welcome to today's live panel discussion where we are here to discuss all things business and management at Athlone IT. I am delighted to be joined by Head of Department Alison Sheridan and our Student Ambassador Katie May. We are delighted to be here and listen to all about business and management, but firstly to reiterate about all of our live virtual events that are taking place over the next number of weeks. For example, tomorrow we are hosting live web Q&As where you can get any questions you may have after listening to today's live answered about digital marketing, business and so much more. So welcome both Alison and Katie today. How are you both today?
Hi Claire, thank you.
Hi Claire, how are you?
Not too bad. So Alison, I think it's important firstly that we give viewers an overview of what courses are available within business and management.
Sure. So in the Faculty of Business and Hospitality here in AIT, we have a broad range of business programmes available. So we have some general business programmes which start at a 2-year higher certificate in business, if that's what somebody prefers, up to a 4-year honours degree programme in business. And so those general business programmes offer students an opportunity to study general business, and in each year of the programme they get an opportunity to take at least one elective subject of their own choice. So that allows them to choose the subject that they prefer. Then we have some more specialist programmes. We have a business and law programme, which is a 4-year honours degree programme, and we also have a 4-year honours degree programme in digital marketing. These two programmes are proving increasingly popular and we're seeing increased demand for those, possibly because of the opportunities that they're leading to. And then for this year, we've one new programme as well, the Bachelor of Business in International Business. And this is a really good opportunity for students coming into us. It gives an opportunity to study business and also to study a language as you go through your business studies. And I think a key thing to say is the choice of languages that we provide this year, we're choosing either one Asian language or one European language. So for this year coming, for any students coming in, they'll have the opportunity to choose either French or Chinese. Okay. And I suppose just to reassure students, just to say you're not expected to have any knowledge of these languages coming in. All we want is that you have an interest in learning a language as in line with your business degree.
Brilliant. So I think jumping back to the first thing you mentioned, Alison, which was obviously the benefits of the ladder system. So for anyone who's interested in business, that they can come in, for example, at a level 6, a level 7 or a level 8. I think it's so important for students who are watching this today to actually understand what the benefits of the ladder system are. So do you want to talk me through how, for example, if a student comes in at the level 6, that they can progress all the way to the level 8, the same as coming in as on the 4-year honours degree programme itself?
Yes, absolutely. Students joining us for a 2-year higher certificate in business have the opportunity to add one additional year to that to bring them to a level 7, and they can further add 1 year to that, bringing them to a level 8, an honours degree programme. So if somebody who's thinking about coming into third level education isn't certain at this point in time that they want to commit to a full 4 years, the higher certificate in business route is an excellent way to start. It doesn't in any way stop them from gaining a full honours degree, but they can do it in stages. It means at the end of 2 years they get an award, at the end of a further year they get another award, so they can choose how far they want to go in the system. The other advantage, the higher certificate in business as an entry route, is some students choosing business or thinking about business at this stage are unsure whether it's business or maybe finance or accounting, maybe their priority areas. So for example, for a student who is uncertain, they can come into the higher certificate in business, do their 2 years, and if at the end of those 2 years they have decided by then they really want to move to an accounting specialism, we provide a route into our Bachelor of Accounting. So that provides 2 options for them at that stage, and it deals with a little bit of the uncertainty that students sometimes have when they're deciding what's the best area for them. So it has many advantages.
Definitely, and I think something you mentioned as well there, Alison, is obviously the broad range of modules that students get to cover. So it really gives them the opportunity within the business programmes to find out their niche area. As you mentioned, accountancy is an example, but obviously there's marketing, economics and so much more. I think obviously the International Business Programme, being a new programme starting in September, is always exciting for prospective students, not really knowing what they can do with it, but the opportunities are really broad within this programme. I know that, for example, having the opportunity to study a language at third level might seem a bit daunting, but really as a graduate of a programme, having an international language opens up so many career opportunities for you, not only here, but obviously abroad in maybe the specific country of a language that you're actually studying. So you mentioned, for example, Alison, that you're looking at, for example, Chinese or French, and you reiterated there, which is so important, that students don't need to have that for second level. So if you didn't study Chinese, or maybe if you studied German for your Leaving Cert, that it's not a problem at all. You'll be brought right back to basics. But within the electives themselves, Alison, do they have, for example, opportunities to maybe study in a different college within maybe France over their studies, like for example, which is called an Erasmus?
Yes, absolutely. We fully encourage students to take up their opportunity to take an Erasmus period, which means that they can choose to study in one of our partner colleges in Europe typically, and they can spend one full semester there, typically choosing a course which may be delivered in English in that foreign country, but yet have the opportunity to integrate into society and to maybe develop or build on their own language skills while they're in that environment, but not maybe taking the full risk of having to complete their exams in a second language. So that's a really good opportunity, and we encourage students to think about that in the second or the third year of their degree studies, because that's the ideal time to do it. So we have students who have gone to different countries, France, Spain, Germany, Italy, lots of opportunities for students if they want to do that.
Excellent. And obviously there is numerous other programs. For example, you mentioned digital marketing as well, offered at a level 7 and a level 8. Again, amazing opportunities to come into the 3 years and kind of say to yourself, okay, I'd love to go seek employment or go on and further your education. But digital marketing is obviously a really relevant field at the minute. It's something that even with COVID over the last 12 months specifically has just grown and grown and grown, and will continue to definitely in future years. I think it's something that's really going to be embedded in us as a population and us as people. So do you want to talk to me a little bit about this program as well?
Yes, our digital marketing program is really very popular. So it includes a range of business subjects, but it obviously concentrates on marketing and digital marketing. So during the program, there are opportunities to learn particular skills around search engine optimization, around pay-per-click, around data analytics, and analysing sort of where your marketing inbound marketing and outbound marketing should be going. So there's really it's an interesting program, one that's very popular. When we come to the 4th year of the program, they get to do a capstone project, and that capstone project allows them to go into to work with a client, an industry-based client, during the 2 semesters of their final year. And during that time, in the first semester, they're focused very much on building the strategy and agreeing that strategy with the company. During the second semester, they get real hands-on experience of implementing the elements of that strategy. So it's really good experience, and our students really enjoy that opportunity to get some industry experience as part of their degree program. And they're doing that within the environs of the faculty, so they still have the support of the lecturers and the faculty as they progress through that project. So that's really popular.
Excellent. And our last course that we can kind of pinpoint as within your department is obviously business and law, which is also hugely popular and is a great opportunity for students who might be interested in business currently but have a love of maybe law and would love to find out more about it, and having an opportunity to study a program that is kind of 50% business and 50% law really opens up massive opportunities when they progress through the 4 years and on to obviously employment afterwards. So do you want to give me a little bit of an insight into this program as well?
Yes, Claire, as you say, it's exactly 50% business, 50% law. So it gives people that opportunity to maybe specialise in law at the end. So they may choose that they want to go on and continue to do their professional exams to become a fully qualified solicitor. They may alternatively decide that that's not the route they want to go, but they want to go into a legal area within a business. So there's roles within legal, compliance, company secretary. There's a whole range of roles that they may choose to go into once they go down the business and law route. So in the early stages of the programme, you do finance and you do marketing and you do the law subjects. And again, as you progress through the programme, towards the latter stages of the programme, there are some specialist law modules, and students can choose if they're the subjects that they want to specialise in or to take as their elective in the final years.
Excellent. Alison, that was an excellent insight into the array of programmes available within your department. So I think it's important that we jump to Katie now and rope you in a little bit on this live. So Katie, do you want to tell me maybe a little bit about your experience and how you found as you are obviously embarking on your last couple of weeks as a final year, how did you find the last 4 years as a business student in OIT?
So I chose the level 8 business degree, and I just went straight for the level 4 years. I actually have really found it really interesting. You've got such a broad range. I came in not knowing what area I wanted to do. And the general business just covers everything from HR, which Alison actually taught us in first year, I think it was. We've done the marketing, we've done economics, we've covered such a broad range of subjects over the last 4 years, and it really has given us an insight into kind of the different types of business you can go into. And personally, I've discovered marketing could be my niche. But in third year, you have your placement, which is, it's always a good opportunity to go and put what you've learned in the 2 years, 3 years that you've learned previous into actual practical experience. So it's a benefit to the level 8, which you don't get in the level 6 or the level 7. So if a work placement was something that you were interested in, the level 8 might be the best option for you.
Definitely. And Katie, as you've mentioned, obviously that you've figured out over the last 4 years that really marketing is for you and it's that niche area and it's something that you'd love to see yourself obviously go into. Do you have maybe a favourite module that you would like to talk about, and that maybe students, obviously when you're looking at a prospectus sometimes you can see a broad range of modules and you're kind of going, okay, there's a lot here, how is this split up over a semester or whatever? But often, as you said, you just have to wait and find that niche area and get through the others. So what maybe is your favourite module?
Funny enough now, my favourite module over the last 4 years isn't a marketing one, but it's been the finance. I came in I wasn't interested in finance. The maths in school was never my thing, but it's something new and something that we never had done before. And although like you do have modules that maybe aren't your area and you do them and you get through them, but you will find something going, oh God, I really enjoyed that. And it wasn't something that I expected to enjoy. So the finance has actually been one of them for me. We've done management accounting, business finance, financial management. So they've been 3 areas, and it has been interesting, and it's something that I just never expected to be interested in. So obviously the marketing has been brilliant because that's the one I ultimately want to go down, but the finances surprised me.
Yeah, brilliant. So Katie, I think that's actually really important as well, to not only know that maybe there is something that might frighten you in secondary school, like as you said, that maths maybe wasn't your favourite and thoughts of finance was obviously something that definitely might be a little bit scary, but when you get here it can really open up so many opportunities, and it is definitely different to secondary school when you get to third level education. So Alison, just to jump back to you for a couple of minutes, I think it's important that we talk about careers. So obviously when you're looking at your courses, it's important to always look at what can you get after completion of a programme. So where are you going to work? Where do you see yourself after graduation? So do you want to give me a little bit of an indication? I know we've a broad range of courses within your department, but just a little bit of an insight into where our graduates across the programmes could go.
Yeah, so I suppose that's one of the really positive things by taking a business degree. It opens a door to such a wide range of industries and specialisms. For example, yesterday I just Googled the best paying jobs in Ireland to see what I might come up with. And out of the top 9 hits, 6 of those related to courses that stemmed from a business background. So while there were things like information and communication technology and pharmaceutical sciences, beyond those, the remaining 6 on that list were all business driven. So there was HR, there was digital marketing, there was insurance, there was supply chain management, legal compliance, a whole range of things that stem from the business background. And for example, in terms of areas such as supply chain management, I know from the expert group on future skills needs that it's anticipated there will be 30,000 new jobs in supply chain management in Ireland between now and 2025. So for the graduates, the students who are coming into us now who will be graduating in 2025, 2026, that's where we need to look and say what's going to be a growth area then. And what we know about business, it's a really resilient qualification. Regardless of the ups and downs of industry, having a business qualification gives you a really good starting point. I also reflected a little on an article that the Irish Times wrote back in January, and they gave a list of areas in terms of the future skills and job areas for 2025. And again, when I looked down that list, I thought it was really interesting in looking at that list, the majority of the areas that they highlighted, again, were business-based areas. So these are key things just to bear in mind, that if you're uncertain, it's a really good starting point. It doesn't mean you're limited to the very traditional areas of HR, marketing or finance. And we think about those a lot because they provide really good opportunities. It can still be the basis for digital marketing, for a legal compliance role. It can be a basis for a career in insurance or supply chain management. And you know, COVID and Brexit have taught us more about supply chain and logistics. We now see the day-to-day importance of the supply chain working well. So we see all of those areas. And then of course there are the really interesting or new titles that we see for digital marketing, whether it's PPC or whether it's brand management or inbound marketing, outbound marketing. There's a whole range of job titles continually coming on stream. Some that we look and we say, oh, there's a new job title, but yet where's the basis for it? Probably a business degree in the majority of cases provides you with a basis for many of these new opportunities. So I couldn't recommend it highly enough. You start off maybe not knowing quite where you want to end up, but over the space of 3 or 4 years, I think students become quite, focused on where they want to be.
Excellent. And I think to finish up, after such a wave of information and hearing from both of you about the incredible opportunities that a business degree brings about, and obviously not only from business, but hearing about digital marketing, business and law, and our new program, International Business, often our prospective students sometimes want a little bit of advice. So Katie, I'm going to come to you first. What advice would you give to your 16-year-old self or 17-year-old self, or anyone watching who might be looking at doing a business degree and is kind of a little bit nervous, as you said, maybe of the maths or maybe of the broadness, and worrying that they mightn't be able to find that particular area that really suits them? What advice would you give him or her?
So my advice would be, just don't panic. Like, in first year, you're going to have lots of stuff, lots of new modules, lots of new content and information coming towards you. And you will find that, well, maybe that wasn't for me, but you could find something over the 4 years. You might not find it in first year. You could be in your last semester of fourth year, and it will all eventually click. But don't panic. Don't, do what's right for you. If you think that, oh, well, I would like accounting, but you can't commit to it, general business is brilliant. You're going to have so much information coming at you over the 4 years that you will be able to make a decision. And maybe an informed decision is better than just kind of winging it. So my advice would be, don't panic, take your time. 4 years is a long time to figure out in a general business degree what's right for you. And you might not find it in first year. It could be fourth year. So eventually you'll get there, and the lecturers are brilliant. They break it down. You're not expected to know everything. That's what college is for. It's like school. You learn as you go along. So my advice would be, take it easy, breathe, relax.
You'll definitely find your way, I think, is what you're trying to say there, Katie.
Absolutely.
And Alison, what about yourself? Have you any advice for maybe prospective parents and guardians who might be watching? And obviously, as you were mentioning there, the jobs of the future, which is always so important. It's to know, where can you go after the degree, and is there something there for you? And it's brilliant that you mentioned, for example, all of that research from the Irish Times and what's going to happen in 2025, which might seem like a long time away, but when you are going into a 4-year program, that's the length of your program, and that's when you're going to come out. So have you any advice for even students or parents and guardians?
Well, first of all, I think what Katie said is absolutely right. The first thing is, don't panic. We have lots of supports within the system. So if you come into a business program here and there's some area of business that you find isn't your strength, we have supports. We have a business tutor who will help you through that. Our staff, I think everybody would agree, are very approachable. We're a relatively small college, and you can know your lecturers on a one-to-one basis. So that's a key thing, is let's not panic, is really very good advice, genuinely. We shall do a little bit of work, but let's not panic. I think in terms of parents, also for them not to panic. If their student doesn't know what they want to do at this stage, it's okay. And a 4-year business program gives you lots of time, as Katie said, to choose that. So that's really, really important, I think. And I think overall, the leaving certs that are coming into us this year, whether they realise it or not, they are way more resilient than they believe. They have gone through the hardest prep for leaving cert that any student, even more so than our students last year. Last year it was all an unknown, but this year students have had disrupted learning potentially during their 5th year and their 6th year. It's far from an ideal situation. So remember, as a student, that resilience, as tough as the leaving cert has been, it will stand to you. And I'm guessing that those students, when they come into 3rd level, will find that a semesterized system where they only have to think about a module content for 12 weeks will actually provide a lot of stability and a lot of security and a lot of reassurance in coming into a 3rd level institution. So don't worry is very good advice. I think Katie's advice trumps everything.
Definitely. So thank you so much for joining me today. And just to reiterate that if any parents and guardians or students are really interested in a specific program or anything that Alison or Katie mentioned today, we also have an amazing initiative called our Virtual Guidance, which is an excellent opportunity for you to book a 30-minute Zoom or phone call consultation with myself and maybe Alison and Katie, if you would love to hear from the 3 of us. It's a really great opportunity to hear about the programs and get to know, obviously, the staff. As Alison said, they're so approachable, they're so friendly, and it's great for it to obviously get that first-hand information that you might need, which will obviously enhance your decision-making process over the next couple of weeks. So thank you so much for joining me today on today's live.
Thanks, Claire.
Thank you.